Hey guys, Chris here with Weekend Movie Watch number 3. Told you I was going to keep doing it as a more regular thing. I'm keeping it going. But this week I've got the officially longest Weekend Movie Watch, I believe. I've got 11 things on my list to talk about. I made a list. I've got 11 things on it to talk about. I'll start off with the most obscure thing, which is actually a concert Blu-ray. The reason I included it in this is because it's actually an hour and 25 minutes long. I'd consider that pretty much a movie. And that concert video is Green Day. Awesome as fuck. Watched this the other night. And it was a decent concert. Just want to show you this. Pretty cool. Pretty cool booklet inside it. I know some people probably aren't a fan of Green Day. I am a fan of Green Day. My only problem with Green Day is they are extremely overrated, but to me they're overrated for a reason, and that's because they're good. But this is the Blu-rays live in Japan, and the songs include 21st Century Breakdown, Know Your Enemy, East Jesus Nowhere, Holiday, Static Age, Niva La Gloria, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Burnout, Geek Stink Breath, Welcome to Paradise, When I Come Around, My Generation, She, 21 Guns, American, Eulogy, Jesus of Suburbia, Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, Cigarettes and Valentines. And it includes a CD as well, and the CD is pretty much just all the songs from the concert. I'll show you the discs. There's the concert. Oh, you can't even see it. There's the Blu-ray disc. And here's the CD. Now, this isn't actually mine. I borrowed this off my good friend Kenny. And therefore, that's why I watched it. Otherwise I probably would have been sitting on my shelf for a while longer. Next thing I want to talk about is, like I said in the last one, I didn't want to talk too much about TV series, but I got a new TV series which you should see an unboxing for before this video, and it's Sherlock Series 1. It's a 2-disc set. The first disc including episode 1 and 2, A Study in Pink and the Blind Banker, and disc 2 featuring episode 3, The Great Game. Well, after I just finished watching series 2, I had to order this. I couldn't resist. It's something that I needed to pick up. It was a good price. It was $6.99, and I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed rewatching this. It's such a good TV show, and if you've never seen Sherlock, this should be on your list of priorities to watch. I mean, this is just good television. It doesn't get better than this. It really doesn't. Unless you're looking for a different drama like Life on Mars, but this is just pure genius. It's extremely well written. I love every single episode, and Series 2 was even better than Series 1. So if you have not seen Sherlock, you can. Both series are now available. I suggest if you've not seen a single episode, get Series 1 and 2 and watch them completely back to back. It's amazing, and the guy who plays Sherlock has the best name in acting. He's Benedict Cumberbatch, who's going to be in Star Trek 2. And you've got Martin Freeman, who plays Watson, and he's going to be in The Hobbit as Bilbo Baggins. So, A little bit of insight there. So that's the second one. Next film I'm going to talk about, seeing as I've just talked about the Sherlock TV series, and I'm now onto the films. I did rewatch Sherlock Holmes, and this is the Blu-ray with the lenticular slip cover. I had to get it with the lenticular slip. It's just like that underneath. But yeah, it's got a good cast. You've got Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes. You've got Jude Law as Watson. Rachel McAdams, I've forgotten her character's name, but she plays that one there. And we've got Mark Strong as Lord Blackwood. And it's just a really, really well put together, this film. It's really, really well put together. The scenes are just so amazing, especially the end scene, the fight on the bridge. It was really good. And the moment I like the most is when everything slows down and you see Robert Downey Jr. Kind of act out and say all the weaknesses and, you know, just beat up some guy, and then he does it fast and just really well put together. And I have seen the second one as well, and the second one was 10 times better than this one. So yeah, just if you haven't seen this either, I suggest next time you're out Blu-ray hunting, you get Sherlock Series 1 and 2, and you get Sherlock Holmes on Blu-ray. Doesn't matter if you don't get the lenticular slip, it's just an additional thing for me. So yeah, basically, it's a long story how I came around to wanting to watch it. I came across a few clips, noticed that it was kind of Megan Fox in her prime before she became a bit of a bitch and got kicked out of Transformers. But yeah, and then I was looking at it and I was like, it didn't look like a bad movie. So I decided to watch it and I quite enjoyed it. It's also got Amanda Seyfried in it, who I didn't realise, but she's in loads and loads of films I've seen. She's in Mamma Mia, she's in Red Riding Hood, and I've actually completely forgotten the rest, but she was in those films. But yeah, it's not a very good plot, if I do say so myself. It's a very odd, dark kind of comedy horror type film, but I mean it's good just to see Megan Fox in her prime, and it's good to see Amanda Seyfried and recognise her but not realise I've seen her in many films. So there's Jennifer's Body. I'll cross it off my list. I'm going to talk about another film which I also don't own because I borrowed it but I gave it back, and that is Rango. Now Rango stars Johnny Depp, and I liked it in more aspects than I disliked it. There's a little dislike I have with it, but it was quite an enjoyable film. What got me was it was very strange. It was a very strange film, but then I liked that, so I actually got along with the movie. It's basically about a lizard who he's in like a little tank thing in a car, blah blah blah, having, you know, living his life how he lives it. Then he falls out the car and gets lost and finds his way to a village and pretends that he's some like big shot guy with a gun called Rango. So there you go. There's Rango, and I can't remember if I've got some bad memories. That I've been a long day. I've had Hairspray rehearsals, but if you haven't seen it and you don't know what it looks like, here's a picture. Okay, I'm gonna cross that one off, and I'm actually now going to. Okay, I'm gonna cross that one off, and I'm actually now going to talk about. In fact, I'll talk about the other film that I don't own, just to, you know, get it over with, and then when I edit it, it'll be a lot easier. So the next film that I saw on TV was 127 Hours. Now, I knew it was going to be on TV, and I got really excited about it because it's a film that I've been meaning to see but haven't got round to it. Haven't got it on Blu-ray or anything like that. And then the funny thing is I totally forgot that it was even on, and I missed the first half an hour. But it was alright because the rest of it was really enjoyable. To be honest, it's a lot of it's spent in the cave thing with his arm crushed by a rock, but you get to see him lose his insanity. I don't even know the guy's name because like I said, missed the first half hour. I know it's based on a real story, and James Franco plays the guy, so I'm just going to refer to James Franco. But yeah, the really cool scene is when James Franco's cutting his arm off, and he has to cut the nerves, but every time he goes to cut a nerve, he feels it, and he goes through so much pain, and when he cuts it off, you're just thinking, fucking hell. I mean, it's just, if you were in that situation, you wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to go through with it. Even though it would save your life, I couldn't. It was just too painful. And then, of course, there's the very disgusting matter of him actually drinking his own piss. And you see it coming up the tube all bubbling, and that was just horrible to actually watch. But, yeah, there's 127 hours. And just in case I forgot to show a pic, here's a pic. And I'm gonna cross it off. Okay. And I'm gonna cross it off. Okay. Next I'm gonna talk about a Disney movie that I watched that I picked up on Blu-ray a couple of weekends ago now. And that was Cars. This was mainly to upgrade my Cars DVD. Now, I've seen Cars many a times, but it looks great on Blu-ray. Now I'm one of those people that's quite a big fan of Cars. I enjoy Cars quite a bit, and it looked fantastic on Blu-ray. I love the first one a lot more than the second one, but I still liked the second one. But you can't beat this first film, Cars. It's a single disc Blu-ray. But what amazes me is it has so much bonus features. That's not even a quarter of the amount of bonus features. Disney does it right with all their Blu-rays. You just get shitloads of bonus features. And I like the way the menu is set up on this. It has two different sides, and they have like different bonus features and stuff in them. And then you've got a little play middle bit. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So there's Cars. Obviously not a lot to say about it. I mean, like, if you haven't seen it, I recommend it, but a lot of people don't like it. Obviously, because I like it, it's high up in my list. Cars is my second favourite Pixar film, joint with Monsters Inc., and then third's The Incredibles. So it's hard to say that why people don't like it. People say it's not Pixar's best, but I can't agree with that because I like Cars a lot. But basically, if you haven't gotten the picture by the big massive teeth on my cut on Lightning McQueen there, but it's basically about talking cars. That's one way you could say it. But yeah, it's great family fun. So if you've got a big family, it's a good film to watch, and it just looks good on Blu-ray. And I'm a sucker for Disney, so there's that. Right, next I'm actually going to talk about a film that is not very good, because I wanted to mix it up a bit. I haven't got Revenge of the Fallen on Blu-ray yet, so I can't do a massive rant about that. So I decided to watch a okay but bad in other aspects horror remake. And that horror remake is A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, you can probably not see this cover very well. So then take the slip, you get the slits there.
Richard's in the shower.
But when you take it off, it's actually a different cover, which is quite nice. But it says Freddy's back and a bloody good show too. 9 out of 10. Do I agree with that? No. Now I'm going to explain why I'm not a massive fan of this film. First of all, the extremely bad attempts at recreating some really good scenes. The main scenes being the bedroom scene and the bathroom scene. The bedroom scene being the scene where Freddy comes out of the wall. The original does it amazing. It actually makes you scared. This does it so shit that it feels like a low budget movie. And the second one is the bathroom scene where Freddy's hand comes out of the water. The original does it, makes you scared. This makes you laugh. It's just terrible attempts at trying to recreate such amazingly good scenes. Something good that I liked about it is I like the music. The music's pretty good music in this. Something else I don't really like, the deaths are so overdone. I mean, with horror remakes, they think using gallons and gallons of fake blood is gonna make it a good horror remake, but that's not true. You need all the classic elements of a horror film. You need things that are gonna make you jump, make you scared, really classic suspensey music. You don't really get a lot of that in horror remakes these days. I mean, this isn't the worst horror remake. If I had to pick a worse, I would say Friday the 13th. I disliked that completely. There is one scene that I actually really liked. I can't remember if it happens in the original, but if it doesn't, it was good in this one. And you could see it was going to set it up for a horror remake sequel, but they didn't do a horror remake sequel because it wasn't as good as Halloween. The Halloween remake was better than most horror remakes, but still not as good as the original. But I liked the end scene where they think it's all safe, Nancy's there, blah blah blah, talking to her mum. Her mum puts her bag down, gets up, oh shit, Freddy's in the window. You totally don't, Freddy's in the mirror. You totally do not expect her mum's reflection to be Freddy. And then Nancy screams, bang, Freddy's hand comes out, straight into her head, her mum's head, and pulls her in the window, leaving the window completely fixed with all blood spattered across it, and that was quite well done. So, yeah, there's Friday the 13th. Not amazing. Friday the 13th, I mean, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Not amazing. I mean, if you were a fan of the originals, though, yeah, it's worth it just to see some okay bits. So there's A Nightmare on Elm Street done. Only got 3 films left now, and I'm gonna start with the one that I was going to do last, just because it won't take me very long, and that's Iron Man 2. Now, I yet to own Iron Man 1, which is a bit bad because Iron Man 1 was better, but Iron Man 2 was not a bad sequel. For some strange reason, though, this came in a thin case, and I brought this the day it came out. I got it in the post from Play.com the day it came out. But yeah, it's a 3-disc set. But I mean, this had a pretty good plot. Of course, they all knew Iron Man. There was a bit more action in this one than the first one. Finally we got to see War Machine, which is a big thumbs up to this movie. And one scene I'll always remember is when Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man, and who's the guy that plays Rhodey? I think it's Sam Rockwell. I see that name on the back. I think it's Sam. It must be Sam Rockwell. Anyway, the guy that plays Rhodey as War Machine, but in the Mark II Iron Man armor, and they have a fight in Tony's apartment. But they have a fight to another one bites the dust, and it was just such a good scene. It was cool to see Whiplash, played by Mickey Rourke, especially in the racing scene with the Mark V suit Iron Man, which is on the front. All round, it was just it was good fun. I would give it the 4-star rating that they've given it, and I'd give the first one a 5-star rating in terms of which is better. So if you're a fan of superheroes, you're a fan of the comics, and you're a fan of Iron Man, and you have not seen Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 1, why the hell not? Next film is a film I love to death. I love this film so much that it actually almost beats The Dark Knight, and that's V for Vendetta. Now, this film is basically like the modern day Guy Fawkes. You got this guy V, played by Hugo Weaving, who is trying to basically destroy the government. And he basically recruits Natalie Portman, because he saves her, and they kind of stick together through pretty much the entire movie. And she ends up getting her hair shaved. I mean, this is one movie where Natalie Portman actually looks quite good looking, until she gets her hair shaved, and then she looks a bit like a boy. But yeah, it was a really, really well put together film though. Especially when you got all the V's at the end, where they succeed in blowing up. Spoiler, just alert you here. Spoiler: when they succeed at blowing up Parliament. But yeah, it's really, really, really good film. Single disc. That's on the picture is the picture of Natalie Portman with shaven hair, which is a little bit disturbing. But I love this film so much, and the masks they use, they're called Guy Fawkes masks, which is like the reference there. So yeah, and there's posters in scenes, and I can read one here. It says through unity through faith, I believe that says. I actually can't remember what that's about, but who is the other guy in this? I'm sure Stephen Fry was in this film at some point. But yeah, anyway, V for Vendetta, great film. This is like 11 out of 10. I love V for Vendetta. It's definitely in my top 5 favourite movies of all time, and I was glad to get it on Blu-ray. I only got it recently as well, and I did an unboxing of this as well. So any unboxings I've done will be in the description. I might even put little annotations just to show you. Finally, a movie that I needed to rewatch for ages. Finally got around to rewatching it. So glad I did, because it's such a good film. And that's Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Now, when I first brought this, it was a complete blind buy. Had no idea what it was about. And I loved it. And then I watched it quite a few times, and then it set aside and gathered dust, and I didn't touch it for ages. And then I finally got around to rewatching it, and I'm so glad I did, because I love this film. This film is probably my favourite film that involves music. Again, this is a single disc, even though it's a Level Up Collector's Edition. It's packed with bonus features. But basically, the film's about Scott Pilgrim is dating a high schooler. Then he finds the girl of his dreams, Ramona Flowers. And then he has to fight her 7 evil exes, who are all up there, to win Ramona Flowers. Now, it sounds like more of a kind of romantic type film. But in a way, it's a bit of a rom-com, but it's mostly a comedy. And of course, it's got Michael Cera, who plays Scott Pilgrim. And the reason I relate to this mainly is because it's pretty much about bassists. It's all about the bassists in this film. He even fights one of the evil exes who is a bassist, and I play the bass. So it's a nice little touch there, and it's a really well put together film. And if you haven't seen it, it's worth the money to watch. And if you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna say don't buy it, rent it. I'm gonna say buy it if you haven't seen it, because hopefully I would like to imagine that you'd buy it, watch it, love it, and want to have it in your collection. I mean, if you don't, obviously you can sell it on. But I mean, if you don't like, even if you don't like Michael Cera, you know, it's still a fun movie. So Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. So that's everything. We've got through all the films. Just gonna do a recap, totally non-in-order recap. Jennifer's Body, Rango, 127 Hours, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, V for Vendetta, Iron Man 2, A Nightmare on Elm Street remake, Cars, Sherlock Holmes, the Robert Downey Jr. film, the Sherlock Series 1, the BBC TV series, and Green Day, awesome as fuck. And that is everything. Just a quick little note, I am doing a Sherlock series. It's called Sherlock Holmes, and it's a mixture of, it's got mixture elements of both of these, and then mine and Matt's own ideas. It's a mine and Matt kind of project, really. We were the ones that really wanted to do it. Even though we really wanted to do it, we still haven't fully casted everyone yet. We got a Sherlock Holmes, a Moriarty, and a Blackwood. We still need a Watson, a Mrs. Hudson, and a Lestrade so far. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really hoping it wasn't too long, and I apologise if it was too long. It feels like I've been doing this ages. Hopefully the next one won't be too long. I have got 3 films on my to watch shelf, and I know I keep promising to do Salt and Robin Hood. They are definitely going to be in next week's one. I'm definitely going to watch them over the weekend. And I've also got The Bourne Identity. So so far it's just them 3. You'll be lucky if it stays them 3. I'm hoping though to get the Cowboys and Aliens Blu-ray Steelbook, which I've seen in a second-hand shop at a good price. 15 quid, which is a good price, seeing as it's pretty much gone rare. And the Wanted Blu-ray Steelbook for $9.99, which is a great price, because that's extremely rare. And then on top of that, there was a From Hell Definitive Edition Steelbook for $3.99, which is a good price, because that's extremely rare. And then I've got the Underworld Evolution film on the TV downstairs to watch. I'm going to try and get them on Blu-ray. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later.